George, would you like to vacuum my place? I have lots of valuable, dusty collectibles.
Valuable collectibles? Sorry, gotta go now. Bye. George!
18 minutes late, but I'm good because I was preparing for you guys. Whomever's tuned in, it is a very nice topic today. You don't want to come on board without your pen and your paper. So as soon as you see me, grab a pen and a paper and come on down as we discuss the best. And when I say best, I mean the best food guide ever. If you're looking for longevity, if you're looking for long life, if you are looking for a healthy lifestyle that can fight against diseases, this is the time for you to grab a pen and a paper and take notes. So today I'm going to be talking about my mentor, Dr. Sebi, and why I decided to follow the Sebi food or healthy lifestyle. And I don't like using the word diet because I believe die is in diet. So when you use the word healthy lifestyle, health has heal in it. So grab a pen and paper. Join me as I discuss with you the reasons why I choose to be in this lifestyle. Okay, so I'm going to wait to see who's going to come on board. And in the meantime, I'm going to prepare myself and share the page or share the video with someone that you know will benefit from this. Okay, so essentially, there are different types of food groups that we don't know about. Everybody thinks that when you go to the stores and you go to the vegetable aisle, everything is from God. Unfortunately, it is not. There are all kinds of foods that is created by man, which is causing us harm. An example will be hybrid vegetables, genetically modified foods, and so forth. And I like to stress on live groups, because food that is created with obviously by God is food that heal. But some of these foods has been altered through evolution or through growth or through life happening. A lot of people feel that the demands for certain fruits and vegetables are so high that they have to adjust the natural states of what our food is. An example, when you go into the vegetable and the fruit aisle, there's a lot of foods that are seedless. Good afternoon, beautiful. How are you doing? And I stress on seedless foods because there's going to be a time where women are going to be absolutely barren and men are going to be barren as well. And this is the cause of genetically modified foods, seedless foods, hybrid foods, and modified foods. And these foods are, in terms, should be classified as drugs because psychologically and mentally they cause us harm. But because we are so blinded by just budgeting, trying to make ends meet and live according or within our means, we end up just closing our eyes on these facts and just eating to survive, which is not fair because it is later on going to cause you not only a spiritual strain, but it's also going to cause you your life. And I say, why don't you eat to live? Because you're going to spend all this money, especially my brother just said Monsanto. Monsanto is making a lot of money and Monsanto does not care if you live or you don't live. So Monsanto will approve every and any food and sometimes even classify it as organic. And it's a lie because your diet is what is killing you. So you look at livestock like cows and goats and chicken. These animals are being scientifically modified. You know, a chicken is supposed to take its, you know, time to grow, and you have eggs and chickens that are being processed and grown quickly. So when you feed this type of food to your child, what do you think is going to then happen to that child? So today I'm going to encourage you to grab a pen and a paper, write down these facts that I'm giving you, but it's because it's going to come to you once in a lifetime. A lot of people don't take time to even read the labels of the foods that they buy. Hi, Mama. Okay, I'll press it after, okay? Look at George. So if you have your pen and your paper, please join me as I break it down to you on what is harming you physically, mentally in the foods that you choose to eat. Okay? So majority of the foods that we have right now, like I said, is either organic foods, genetically modified foods, or hybrid foods. And people don't understand. Dr. Sebi said it best, okay? And he believes that raw food keeps the body electric and actually fights off diseases. And when you eat foods that are genetically modified or seedless, it is a waste in the body because it turns into acid. And yesterday I spoke to you guys about the pH scale. If you are in the neutral, you're barely surviving. If you are in the acidic zone, which most of us are, you are very easily sick, very easily to contract diseases, very easily for any common colds or infections to affect you. So Dr. Sebi, my mentor, says it best that the raw foods actually heal the body. And once you keep your body in an electric food guide, and he calls supernatural foods. He calls it supernatural foods because it's God-made food. These are foods that has not been altered by man. These are foods that are simply full of seeds. So they are electric. And the more you stay in the electric zone of eating, you can fight off common diseases that are affecting people. And you can evolve spiritually to be able to connect to who you are supposed to be. You see? So Dr. Sebi talks about raw foods and talks about supernatural foods. He also stresses on keeping the body electric. Reason being is because once you are electric, it is easy for you to survive. And it's easy for you to propel in everything else that you do. So please grab a pen and paper as we go through the list of electric foods that you should be eating. All right? Say no more. I am ready. Let me know when you guys are ready. Grab a pen and a paper, like I said. So we're going to go through the Sebi food list. And I'm very excited to share the Sebi food list with you guys. Okay? Let me know when you guys are ready. You did it. You did it. Hooray. All right. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is a lot of people suffer with trying to pick or trying to select the right food for them to eat. And Dr. Sebi made it easy for all of us. Like I said, there are seedless vegetables, seedless fruits, and I don't even want to call it non-genetically modified, but genetically modified foods. And the funny thing is with this world that we are in, it is so easy to buy something and you think it's the right thing for you as you're buying, but really it isn't the right thing for you because every and anyone can purchase an organic label and put it on anything that they are selling. And I know this because when I was starting my juice bar, Sebi Alkaline juice bar, there was a lot of things that I was looking for to make these juices. And these juices, Mikita, come and put the pillow back, please. Thank you. And these juices that I was making was a selection of alkaline fruits and vegetables, pressed, cold pressed juices. And when I was sourcing my fruits and vegetables, I came into realization that even the natural foods that we are calling organic, majority are not really organic. Makita, come put the pillow back. Thank you. Okay, so you can actually buy labels or buy organic labels and put them on whatever you're selling, and no one can put you to jail. No one can charge you. It's something that is happening. Okay, so when you see organic, you need to ask yourself, is this really truly organic, or someone has just labeled it organic? And Dr. Sebi made it easy and gave us the pH scale. If you are neutral on the pH scale, you are barely surviving. If you are acidic, which most of us are, you need to start thinking or rethinking your diet. I say it very simply. I am what I am. Break it down. Whatever you consume, which means you're nyamming, that is exactly who you are and what you are. So if you're eating a lot of pigs, I don't want to call you a pig, but that's what you are going to turn yourself into eventually. So you want to be on the pH scale in the alkaline zone. And this is simply because you don't want to be consuming foods that's making your body acidic. And I'll tell you the type of foods that make you that makes your body acidic, okay? Milk makes the body acidic. Cheese makes the body acidic. Bread makes the body acidic. Starchy food like rice, cassava, corn, all these foods make the body extremely acidic. And when your body is acidic, it is very, very easy for you to get sick. If there is a virus happening or going around in your workplace or even in your city or town, you will be the first person to contract this virus because you have opened yourself up, okay, for this type of stuff to happen to you. So Dr. Sebi believed that if you come out of the acidic zone and stick to raw vegan lifestyle, it will actually help you eliminate mucus and you will be electric. So electric that you can fight off diseases before they even come at you. So I'm a very firm and strong believer of the Sebi food guide. So let's dive right in. I will start with oils.
The trains were falling down too, I guess.
If you are trying to be in this alkaline state of mind and alkaline food, first of all, a lot of deep frying foods are causing harm to us, okay? So Dr. Sebi recommends olive oil. Now, olive oil, personally, I use it for my skin. I use it for my hair. I use it to make my salads. Olive oil, don't get it confused. It is not the type of oil that you have to overboil. And when I say overboil, it's not something to fry with. It's not something that you put on the stove and you put on high heat, because as soon as it gets to a boiling state, all the nutrients that is in this oil is gone. So Dr. Sebi recommends that you do not cook olive oil at all. It turns into a chemical that actually hurts you. So olive oil is 1. Coconut oil is 2. It is also a type of oil that you should not heat up. It turns into a chemical that can be harmful to you once you put coconut oil on the stove and put it past a boiling point. Now, if you want to deep fry something, Dr. Sebi recommends grapeseed oil. Now, that's the type of oil that you can actually heat. So you can fry whatever it is you want to fry, whether it be your potato chips, whether it be, your mushrooms, whether it be your fake beef that you got that you want to fry, you can use grape seed oil. Hemp seed oil is also another oil that Dr. Sebi recommends. So I'll go through the list of oils again. Olive oil, coconut oil, grape seed oil, hemp seed oil, and avocado oil. So hello beautiful, if you are trying to stay within the guidelines of an alkaline lifestyle, these are the type of oils that should be in your house. And I'll tell you why. Canola oil, it is making our women barren. Canola oil is disconnecting your pineal gland from your spiritual connection. Canola oil is also full of soy. Okay? And the reason why Dr. Sebi does not recommend canola oil is because it's acidic and it's going to cause you harm. So those are the list of oils that you can use. I'm going to move on to the type of grains that you should be eating on an alkaline diet. Now, do you guys have your pen and paper? All right. So a lot of times we are fighting when we get to the bread aisle and not sure what we should buy, because a lot of these breads will lie and say, oh, it's healthy, it's 100% organic. Well, I beg to differ. Sometimes, like I said, they can buy the organic labels and simply just put it on. So this is a list of grains that you can use, and they are gluten-free. You can bake with them. And if you crave anything that is made out of flour, you can turn these grains into flour, bake with them, and start a new lifestyle where you can bake cookies, cakes, croissants. You can make so much things with these grains. So pen and paper, let's go. Number 1, kamut. Kamut. Now, kamut, I can't begin to tell you the type of benefits that it has, but I use it as a rice replacement. Kamut can be also blended into flour form and used for baking. Quinoa. Quinoa is a rice replacement as well. It doesn't only has to be used as rice. You can use it with beans. You can use it whenever you're craving rice and peas. This is something you can use. Spelt. Sometimes we want spaghetti, but we think we have to go for the actual harmful spaghetti. Now you can use spelt to make your own spaghetti at home. Teff. I spoke about teff recently in our last video, that the Ethiopians use it for injera. And this is a type of bread that is so healthy for you. So healthy. Now, these type of grains are the type of grains that don't stay in the body for long. So it's very high in fiber. So it helps you to go and do your number 2, if you know what I mean. But if you are eating the wrong foods, you are struggling, you're constipated, you're stressed, and you can't even have the freedom to move freely in your tummy. So amaranth is one other grain that you should be using. I said wild rice. Ooh. So did you get that? Fonio. I love fonio. So kamut and fonio are very, very similar. So fonio, amaranth, rye, wild rice. So these are all organic alkaline grains that you can use in the comfort of your own home to bake cakes, pancakes. I personally use buckwheat a lot, right? And I also use wild rice a lot. Sometimes you want dumplings and you're like, oh, what can I use? Well, guess what? You can grind your quinoa into powder form and make very delicious dumplings at home on your own. All right, so I am moving on. And this time I'm going into sweeteners, because I spoke to you guys how harmful this sugar, this white sugar, can harm you. It's literally like cocaine. So how then do you sweeten your tea? You can go for date sugar. Dry red dates can be grinded into powder form and kept at home as a sweetener. 100% agave. And agave is a cactus syrup, very sweet. So 100% agave is what Dr. Sebi recommends to be used. Hi, Jacqueline. Thank you for joining us. So I'm talking about the food guide or the alkaline food guide that you can use to stay alkaline. So I have spoke about the grains. I have spoke about the oils. Now we are moving. I've also spoke about the sweeteners that you can use in the comfort of your own home. Now let's go to spices. Like I told you in the beginning of this chapter, of this book, of this conversation, so many things are genetically modified nowadays. So is your spices really real? Are you using the best of the best spices ever? Well, some of these spices can also be genetically modified and they can harm you. So go for the basics: basil, dill, oregano, onion powder, pure sea salt, and cayenne pepper. I would add mint to that, lime to that, because I feel you can also season your food with some mint and cayenne pepper and these lists that I have just mentioned. So if you want to stay away from genetically modified spices, these are the spices that Dr. Sebi recommends to have at home: basil, dill, oregano, onion powder, pure sea salt, and cayenne pepper. Now, you don't have to use all these spices at once, okay? You don't have to use them all. You can also use tarragon, thyme, seaweed, and I will say granulated seaweed because me personally, I love seaweed. Habanero pepper or Scotch bonnet pepper. Bay leaves. Bay leaves. Yes, I said bay leaves. And there's this thing called achiote. I'll spell it for you. Achiote. Now, achiote is amazing. I personally use it when I'm trying to make red stew. And I use it as almost like a food coloring, but it has healthy benefits to it. It's just seeds that's grinded into powder form. It really doesn't have a taste, but it has a smell to it. So usually when I use this achiote, I will add nutmeg to it because I find that the smell is not really something that I like. So when I add the nutmeg to it, it just gives it a better taste for me. But it's like cooking and you want some sort of food or natural food coloring. This is what you can use. This achiote is good. All right. So let's move on to fruits that you can eat. And you make sure that these fruits, please get your pen and paper and write them down. They all have seeds. If you are eating fruits that are seedless, chances are you're going to be seedless as well. And you don't need to be a seedless person or a seedless being because a part of you comes with the seed. You are the seed of your mother and father. You see, you are the seeds of your ancestors. You are the seeds. So then why should you be eating seedless? It doesn't make any sense to me. But anyways, let's move on. This is the list of fruits that are completely alkaline, especially in its organic state. Apples, banana, berries. And when I say berries, I mean all kinds of berries. Blackberries, blueberries, strawberry, elderberries, berries. Cantaloupe. But we can elope. Cantaloupe. Cherries. Currants. Ooh, I love currant tea. I actually have some, sitting there right now. Dates. Amazing. Natural sweetener. At the same time, At the same time, you can snack on them and they're so sweet. Figs, OMG. Fresh figs are so expensive. But guess what? It's because it is packed with antioxidants and nutrients that you cannot buy. So if you can eat one fig a day, you will never constipate. Never. Grapes. And here we go. There's so much seedless grapes out there. Stay away from them seedless foods. Limes. And I'll tell you something. Dr. Sebi does not recommend lemons. And a lot of people talk about lemons are good for you. Lemons are this and lemons are that. They created a lemon out of a lime. So why don't you go to the actual source versus the branch of the tree or the leaf? Go to the source. Lime. There's key limes and there's lime itself. Mango. Melons. Papayas. Oranges. Make sure they are all seed full. Pears, prickly pears, plums, prunes, raisins, and soft jelly coconuts, soursop, and tamarind. Now, these list of food groups, I'm telling you, God created them. And it's very difficult for them to even alter. If you see genetically modified apple, the apple looks so good and it can be in your house for almost a month without decaying. What kind of apple is that? And they imitate it so much that when you bite into this apple, it will look like it's real, but it's not. It has like a foamy taste to it, right? But when you get the real organic apple and you bite into it, you're just like, whoa, there is a difference in food. And there's absolutely a huge difference in food. So I'm urging you to be careful of what you are choosing to put into your body. So I've spoken about sweeteners. I've spoken about spices. I've also spoken about the fruits. So now let's go to herbal teas. What Dr. Sebi recommends for you to drink as a tea and what not to drink, especially if you want to tap into your spirituality and be completely alkaline. Burdock. I believe we spoke about burdock yesterday when I was talking about eliminating toxins and mucus out of your body. Yes, burdock is a root. It's one of Dr. Sebi's favorites. And I say it's his favorite because he puts burdock in almost all of his products. Stop, mama. All of his products, and it's really good because it's an energy booster. At the same time, it's a detox. It cleanses you. So burdock roots, chamomile, great for relaxation, elderberry, ginger, red raspberry, and tila. I told you guys about the grains. I told you guys about the spices. I told you guys about the best teas. And I also told you guys about the sweetener. So moving on. You already have your fruits as well. Let's go into vegetables. And I say vegetables because, like I said, there's vegetables and then there is supernatural vegetables. Amaranth. Amaranth is amazing because you can eat the grain and you can also eat the leaves. Arame. Arame is a type of sea plants that you can eat. Very good for you. Avocado. Bell peppers. Chayote. If you don't know what chayote is, today I posted chayote because I had chayote for lunch. I stir-fried it. It looks like squash. It also looks like pear. And I cut it into diced pieces, removed the seed in the core with the center of it, and I just tossed it in some olive oil and sprinkled some sea salt on it and put it right on top of my bed of buckwheat noodles. It was so good. And it was so good because I'm like, I feel good when I eat good. So chayote is amazing. If you want food that is filled with life, go on my page. It was the second meal that I posted, and it is chayote. Cherry and plum tomatoes. Dr. Sebi does not recommend any other tomatoes because of Monsanto and genetically modified foods. This recommended tomato is because it's very hard for them to modify this type of tomato. So stick to your plum tomatoes and your cherry tomatoes. Cucumbers. Now, cucumbers have already been altered, but I say go for the organic cucumbers. It is amazing, packed with vitamin E. And when you're having a little bags under your eyes are too baggy right here, just cut a slice of cucumber and just place it right there. And you will be surprised what this cucumber is going to do to your eyes. So whenever you feel like underneath your eye is baggy and stress, cucumber it up. Put in some vitamin E, baby. And you will be like, I look good. So cucumber is amazing. Dandelions. Now, dandelions are first something that a lot of people didn't really care about. It was bitter. They're just like, oh, they're just a bunch of bush. And then came Dr. Sebi that was like, dandelions, you got to be eating that. That should be your spinach. So when you're doing food or you're cooking and you're always used to your spinach. Oh, I want iron. Oh, I want this. Dandelions, amazing. So packed with a vitamin K. And vitamin K is hard to come by. Okay? So please add this to your list. Dandelion greens. Dulce. Dulce is also a type of sea vegetable. So it's good for you. Garbanzo beans. Oh my God. Dr. Sebi loves garbanzo beans because this type of grain or bean can be used in so many forms. You can make hummus. Garbanzo. You can make beans, like just boil the beans and stew it up. You can use it as a meat replacement. You can also use it in a flour form for like an egg replacement or a pancake in the morning. I use garbanzo beans like my head is cut off. Seriously, I love them. Hijiki. Exactly how it sounds. You know that it's a sea vegetable. So check his hijiki. And then there is izote. Izote is a type of flower and leaf. I think it's more for people in Spain or Spanish or Portuguese that eat it a lot. Personally, as an African, it's not something that I will include into my diet. So I will pick something else off of the list. But if I get the opportunity to try it, most definitely I'll try it. But it's not my thing. Kale. Kale is amazing. But your French fries is gone. Okay, can you take an apple? Okay, let me give you apple. I have apple cut up right here. Here you go. She doesn't want it. Banana. You don't want it? Okay, give it to mama. Thank you. You don't want it? Okay, no problem. You want apple? All right. So back to the list. Garbanzo beans, kale, hijiki, and hijiki is Hijiki. So it's a sea vegetable that you can use. Now, Dr. Sebi does not really recommend lettuce. Seriously. And if he does, he only wants you. Actually, he doesn't really recommend it. It's like a waste. If you really want greens, go for the greens, like your dandelions, your kale, and your spinach. Dr. Sebi also does not recommend shiitake. Shiitake is like a mushroom that smells like poo. Sorry. A lot of people love shiitake because it's really chewy, but it's acidic and it's not good for you. And I kind of don't like the smell of shiitake because look, it says shiitake. Oh, now this is for my Mexicans, okay? Napoles. A lot of napoles. It's like, it looks very similar to agave plant. And they kind of roast it like an open fire. And then they clean the pricklies off of it. and they add flour to it and they make it into a tortilla. So if you want some nopales, you can use that to make your tortilla. Whenever you see green tortillas, it's because they put the nopales in it. Okra. So we Africans call it okra. My Caribbeans call it okra. So okra can be steamed. It can be a meat replacement, and it's amazing packed with fiber. Dr. Sebi recommends that you eat okra, especially when you're making gumbo and you ain't got no. She's laughing at shiitake. Yeah, shit is tacky. So yeah, go for your okra because it's beautiful, it's green, and I love steamed okra. If I can just steam that and eat it all day. And look at the prices of okra right now when you go into the store. It's almost like you're buying meat. When I looked at the price of okra the last time, I'm like, they're really trying to get us. You know, the more you get into eating the good foods, the higher the prices go. But it's okay, because I rather eat good, be healthy and wealthy than to be sick in bed and trying to, figure out what medication I'm going to take next. No, your medication is your food. Purslane. Oh my God. Ghanaians in the world, I am telling you, I never knew how much purslane grew in Ghana until my recent trip to Ghana. I will rinse these leaves and I will eat it so faithfully. And my neighbors are like, what's wrong with you? These are bushes. We don't eat these bushes. And I said, do you know the price of purslane in Abrochre? It's so expensive. And the blessing of it all, it is all over the floor in Ghana. They don't even know what to do with it. Some people even urinate on it. And I'm like, do you know what these plants can do? Hi, beautiful. How are you doing? And these people just look at it like, it's just bush. It's just bush. Trust me. Purslane is amazing. It has like a lemony taste to it. And you can put it in your you can make salad out of it. When I went to Ghana, I will rinse this every morning. All I got to do is add some onions and tomatoes and I'm good to go. I didn't need no bread. I didn't need nothing. Just give me my purslane. Okay. And then there is squash. There's so many different type of squashes out there. There's spaghetti squash, there's pumpkin, there's regular squash, and then there is the one that I just told you about, chayote. It is so delicious. Steam it, bake it. I don't really recommend frying it, but if you feel like frying your squash, hey, do what you got to do to make it taste good for you. Because the whole point of it all is to get it in your body so it can work on you. All right? Good evening, Brother King. How are you doing? We are talking about alkaline food list that you should be eating and stay away from the genetically modified and disgusting man-made foods because they are killing us and we don't want a part of it. Okay? Say no to Monsanto, baby. Cut them off cold turkey because they're trying to kill all of us. And I'm trying to get y'all to be living healthy and wealthy. Yes, so we were on squash and tomatilla. Tomatilla, I was freaked out. Have you ever walked into a grocery store and you saw green tomatoes? And you were like, what is this green tomato all about? Well, that is tomatilla. It has like, how can I explain the taste? It's like a sour taste, but it's not acidic at all. So if you don't know what to do with your tomatilla, let me tell you, it is like a friend of a tomato or even a brother of a tomato. And it's 10 times better than your regular tomatoes that you will buy. And anyways, Dr. Sebi only recommends that you buy plum tomato and cherry tomatoes. So when you see a tomatilla or tomatillo, you gotta grab one and taste it. Fapoto meko, try it. It's green, but they're rough. And then there is wakame. Wakame is also a sea vegetable that you see in mostly Asian stores. But when you see wakame, you can add it to your stew. You can add it to your salad. You can dry it in powder form and add it into your smoothies. Amazing alkaline. For someone that is suffering with fiber, that is constantly constipated, I will recommend sea vegetables because it is the fastest way for you to go to the bathroom if you don't know what to do with your tummy that is tight and constipated. Okay? So wild arugula, amazing, and zucchini. So if you didn't get the list, these lists are online. You can Google them yourself. It is called the Sebi Food Guide or the Sebi Food List. I believe I have gone through all of it. And now when you're buying your vegetables, think to yourself, are these seedless vegetables going to serve me any good? Are these genetically modified foods going to serve me any good? And then come back to this moment when I told you that if you continue to eat seedless foods and seedless vegetables, eventually the whole world will be barren. And that's what the devil wants. And that's what these people want. So they push all the iniquities of life that is going to harm, hurt, and stop life from happening. They push it like they must. Whether it comes to prescription medication, whether it comes to flu shots, whether it comes to anything that's to do with the longevity of a certain race and a certain people, they're all about making sure that you conform or you fall into that bracket of not being even able to afford vegetables. That's like, I can't afford vegetables, but I can afford meat. Does that make any sense? They make the meat so cheap, so you will go for meat instead. Meanwhile, this is a list of greens. This is a list of powered foods that you can eat to live, but yet they put it in the expensive bracket. But I'm trying to tell you, sweetheart, you are worth everything that is expensive. And if you don't eat to live, you are going to use this money to buy medication to help you heal. And I promise you, these medications are not even going to help you. Chances are they will make it worse. And I don't want to be the only one that has long life. I don't want to be the only one preaching this song. I don't want to be the only one talking about genetically modified foods, seedless foods. Like when you say seedless, it means the nutrients and the minerals has been removed. Therefore, it is not going to function in the body and give you the right vitamins that you need for long life. So I decided to go back to my history, go back to my roots and figure out what were my ancestors really eating and how and why did we survive so long. Well, let me tell you something. Our ancestors had no genetically modified foods. Our ancestors was seedful. Everything they ate had seeds in it. And I will tell you a little secret about slavery and colonization. Because the white man destroyed our food crops, our forefathers, some of them really had to swallow the seeds, hoping that wherever it is that they took them, they can defecate that seed into the soil and be able to kind of regrow their people and regrow their herd or regrow their families through hiding these seeds in their tummy. Can you imagine? Your great grandmother says, you know what? They're going to destroy everything. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to swallow as many seeds out as we can. So wherever they take us, we are going to make sure we plant these seeds and let them grow so we can survive. And our great grandchildren, and that's us, can also survive. So the next time you pick up a seedless vegetable, ask yourself, is this why I'm still alive? Hells no. You are alive because of seeds. You are alive because of what your ancestors preserved for you to be alive. And we should fight against Monsanto. We should fight against genetically modified foods because it is harmful. And I know sometimes it's expensive to go out there and buy organic. But like I said, do you rather spend that money on healthy foods or spend that money on trying to heal yourself through medication? I promise you, the same man that colonized you don't give a damn about your health. The only thing they give a damn about is how much money they can take and they can exude from you. You are simply a piece of trash or a piece of something that should not be regarded to them. So therefore, they don't want you to have this knowledge, because all the medicines on the shelf will not be sold. All the foods on the Mikita, don't go on the glass, please. Please, Mama, thank you. All the electric foods will soon be eliminated, and we're not even going to notice it. So they're replacing everything with seedless, and they're blinding you to think that seedless is better. Well, if you don't want a generation that is not able to produce life, then please, I urge you and I beg you to try to educate someone about seedful foods and God-made supernatural electric foods that's out there. It is there for you to survive. It is there for you to live. And you have a choice of saying no to GMO, saying no to Monsanto, saying no to anything that is going to harm your generation and your great-grandchildren. Because our ancestors fought for us. That's why I am here today, to be able to help you educate yourself about what is happening with the foods that we eat today. The more alkaline you are, the more power and supernatural you will be to be able to fight off diseases. My sister Bernadette said, great info. I am Sebi's fan. All of us should be Dr. Sebi's fan. The only reason why he was murdered is because he was given too much information to the world. And this is what happens to a society that we live in that can't speak up because they're afraid of death. Let me tell you something. The ancestors are behind you. If you see one woman standing, there is 1,000 more behind us. And look, they see us as a bunch of weeds. A bunch of weeds. But today, my friend, my sister, my brother, my king, I am telling you, we are seeds. They can bury us deep in the ground. But the only thing we are going to do is germinate. The only thing we are going to do is start to break out of the soil and grow. So if someone is going to talk against you, your ancestry, what you are, what you should be and believe in, you got to know you should stand firm, because there is 1,000 more men and women behind you that stand firm. And so many have died to preserve what is for us. And we shouldn't let a foolish man, just a mere man that has no power, nothing, to come and take those things away from us. It is not fair, and it just feels and kind of look like we do not appreciate the fight that was fought for us to still be here. And if you truly, really do fight against this, all that seedless foods will start to rot. There wouldn't be anybody buying these genetically modified foods anymore. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to have to conform to the demands of the universe, to the demands of the world, to the demands of the majority. And we should be demanding food that has life and not food that's already dead. My conversation with y'all is going to end here because I think I'm getting a little bit too aggressive. But I urge you to go back to the video, rewind this, educate yourself, share this with someone in need, because some of us are psychologically ill, physically ill, spiritually impaired because of what we are consuming on a daily basis. If it does not affect you, trust me, it is affecting your surroundings, because you're going to take a shit and you're going to take a piss in the water that the world is using. So think about it the next time you pick up a seedless vegetable or a seedless fruit. I love you guys with all my heart, and that is why I do this. So share this video and let's meet again tomorrow, same time. Bye.